Hey guys, what's up? This is Krishna here today with Joe and Vivek on the Fitaye podcast. This is the third episode. Once again, for those of you who don't know, the Fitaye mobile app is about scheduling, bookings, and payments for freelance coaches. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the podcast today. I'll let these two introduce themselves.
I'm Joseph. I'm a football coach and sports and conditioning coach for kids. Yeah.
I'm Vivek. I'm a personal trainer, fitness coach, and a men's physique competitor.
Okay, so starting off with the first question, super easy. Where did you grow up?
Okay, so I grew up in Hong Kong, born and raised, Filipino parents. Yeah. I never really moved anywhere else. This is all I've known whole life.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that must have. I mean, so pretty much Hong Kong's home for you, right?
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Yeah. For me, I've had like two halves. I was born and raised in India. I came to Hong Kong when I was 15. So another 12 years from there, been here. So I have two homes, I would say.
Nice. Me myself, I grew up in Hong Kong, but I spent a fair share of my latter years in America before moving back recently. Really quick, do you guys want to give your Instagrams?
All right, sure. It's Jayencee, so Jayencee. I can spell.
Mine is simple. Mine is Coach Vivek, VIVEK_HK.
Mine is Move Your Body Today, and Yo is YO. So what age did you start playing football?
Probably as early as I remember. My dad said he had a ball in the crib, so I guess 2.
Oh,
as long as I could kick a ball around, yeah.
Nice. What age did you start lifting?
Working out.
Sure. Working out casually.
Casually, man. I think casually started when I was like 17, 18.
Okay.
I was dying to get a gym membership, see what it's like. Every kid wants to, teenage all want to look buff and stuff, right? So that kind of trend just took me at that point. And then serious lifting with following a strict regimen, routine. I would say 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And who inspired you to kind of take it more serious? Or what inspired you?
Oh, that's a really good question, man. I think I got an answer for both. What was more like, I think up until 2019, right? Just realized how much I was letting myself go. Because before that, I was very active playing basketball.
Nice.
And then, things... take turns, and then was pretty much letting myself go. And then my previous boss, who was in the US right now, so he was also he was also like a competitor / bodybuilder. And then he was like, hey dude, why don't you sign up for a show? If you want that accountability, that will just keep you in place.
Right.
And then I'm like, you know what's there to lose?
Give you something to work towards.
That's it. Yeah, it's like a deadline. I was very deadline and goal oriented in that sense. So yeah, I started it, man. It was a fun journey, I would say.
Yeah.
Ever since started spotting a lot of changes in my lifestyle, physical, mental, so kind of stuck to it. Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Nice. And if you don't mind me asking, what does your morning routine look like?
Morning routine, man. My body clock is automatically wakes me up at 6:37 now. If it's a late start.
Wow.
Nice.
First one, walk my dog, get some steps in.
Yeah.
And come back home and breakfast.
Yeah,
so,
I feel like having a dog is always like a cheat code to waking up.
Oh, dude, yeah, big time.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a mongrel.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've had her for a couple of years, so.
Cool. What about yourself?
Morning routine? Well, if I'm feeling disciplined, if I'm disciplined that morning, I prefer to start a day off with a gym session.
Yeah.
Then followed by yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
nice.
And then maybe a short break and maybe a bit of ball work.
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
Yeah. That probably takes you a whole morning.
So for ball work on your own, what do you usually do?
Just the basic stuff with the cones and just close control, trying to get it working on my turns, smashing the ball at the wall and seeing if I can receive it back.
if there's like maybe one drill or two drills that you'd recommend people for that are just trying to improve their technical ability in football, what would those like two drills be for them to kind of get started and improve themselves and improve their football?
Well, okay, so growing up, I didn't have the best like first touch with my left side, so I started doing the wall juggles. So basically, I just juggle the ball, pass it to the wall, and make sure I controlled my instep on my laces, and then just carry on, see how many I can do in a row.
Right.
And then another drill is just the really basic. You have the cones a meter apart, and just go through it
Right.
like that. Like the average player will mess up a lot of times, but
Right.
once you get there, you see a huge difference in your game.
Right.
So yeah, those are the two.
What were maybe two exercises that you feel could improve someone that's breaking into fitness?
I think that's to be honest, it's quite a lot to go through, right? I think I would say you can look into things like habits, right? I think being active a lot, something like walking on a daily basis, right? Like substituting transport with like walking. If you want to look into what's his first step is if someone's very serious, like, because people can come back from different backgrounds, right? People have different values and goals.
Yeah.
So it could be like, oh, I want to stay healthy down the line.
Right.
I want to look great, more like an aesthetic value, more
Right.
like health value. You know, some people even have like, I want to like live pain-free in my joints and stuff.
Okay.
I want to be there for my kids 10, 20 years down the line, right? So I think start with the easiest stuff. I think start being more active.
Yeah.
At least a simple way to put it, walk 10,000 steps a day.
Okay.
Drink a lot of water, eat whole food.
I know I don't walk 10,000 steps. I check my steps sometimes like under 5K.
Yeah, eat a lot more protein first, and then goes for like greens, like even fruits and veggies and stuff.
Yeah.
I think those are like simple stuff anyone in the fitness industry would tell you,
Okay.
right? So
Do you feel carbs like make you a bit sluggish? What's the I know there's like a lot of talk
Yeah.
on that. What's your take on it?
I think carbs comes into play depends on the person's physique, right? If it's like a high level athlete, let's say like you guys, carbs is a source of energy,
Sure.
right?
Thanks.
Bro, take it.
I'll take it.
I mean, adding carbs into someone's diet is based on how their activity level looks like. If
Right.
that person's very active, like goes to gym 3 to 4 times a week, run like twice a week, walks almost 10 to 15 like 1,000 steps a day,
Sure.
then sure, that wouldn't cause any adverse effect. But if it's someone like sits in the office 8 to 10 hours a day, walk
Right.
minimal steps,
Right.
not that active, and also might want to look into what source of carbs they're looking into, right?
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, if we want to go down that, that's quite a lot to go through, to be fair.
Okay, we could jump to the next question.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let's go for that.
So we covered this. So how often do you play football?
I try to touch the ball every day, but
Nice.
at least 5 times a week, even with
That's really good.
even with a busy schedule.
Yeah.
So minimum 4. All right.
Do you ever do like twice in a day?
If I don't have any clients in the afternoon, yeah, I'll probably do something in the
Yeah.
afternoon. But yeah, with COVID being around, like I'm very limited with where I can train and whatnot. And pitches opening up now. There's not a lot of places to actually shoot the ball, and Kings Park is
Do you do mostly private private sessions or group sessions?
mostly private sessions or semi-private, as in like 2-3 kids,
Right.
4 max.
How old are the kids?
My youngest is 4. My eldest is 13.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it as they get older, it's more private, or is it? How does that work? Or it just varies on what?
It
they
really
want?
honestly varies. I have but all of my older students are private, but I have a couple larger classes with like 9 to 10-year-olds.
Right.
But everyone over 10 is private, most of them for now.
By the way, you guys can book Jayencee on Fitaye app. He's fully registered. So yeah, go check out his profile and check out his availability under the private bookings. How much do your classes usually go for?
$350 to $500 depending what you're looking at.
Okay, and depending how many.
How many hours and how many like the package you want to get.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I need to sort out the availabilities on the app first.
Yeah. So for like the packaging, there's like 1 class, 4 class, 6 class.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what would your pricing be for like, say, even just a 1 class and a 4 class?
Let's say, okay, for one class, you're just getting one class, let's say maybe 500 an hour.
Yeah.
But if it's 4, it could be down to 350.
Right.
300, 350 per class.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So Coach Vivek's actually with Hit PT.
Correct. Yeah.
He has done a photo shoot with us though, so his face might be familiar. So at your time at Hit PT, I mean, how many clients do you see per day?
I see like 2 to 3 clients a day.
Nice.
I mean, it depends on the weekdays, weekends, stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Is it, the classes there are all private?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And how many days a week do you work?
I mean, you could say it's 6 days a week, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you spend your other time to make sure that you're not kind of like lazing about or wasting time?
As in like how
Outside of those hours that you're training the client?
I mean, I think it starts with like that structure, right? And also like it does comes with some sort of flexibility.
Okay.
So I think the best way to look at it is how you utilize the whole day that you have.
Yeah.
Right. So just maybe shifting around the things that you want to get done,
Mm.
like how you want to prioritize the client's time as well. That's
Right,
important, right? So
right.
yeah, I think it's a lot of shifting, mixing and matching.
So if there's a client that if your first client session's at like 11 a.m. or even if your first client session is 3 p.m., does that affect your wake up time?
Not necessarily, man. Yeah, I mean, I've had sessions that I've done like at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that sometimes that means like, because I live in Kowloon side,
Right.
like MTR. By the time I take the MTR, I'll be late for the session. So I have to wake up at like 4:35 to take the bus and just get there.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean those days, the days usually end fairly early
What
as
time
well.
do you sleep to get up at that time?
Oh, 8 o'clock, dude. 9 o'clock, man.
Wow.
If it's the latest, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
That's
part
really
of-
good, healthy.
Adulting, bro. It's adulting. I mean,
I don't know
That's
many
awesome.
adults that sleep at 9. Bro. That is not normal in the city, man. You don't do that here.
I mean, that narrows down to a choice, right? Sure, you can choose to stay late, also sacrifice your sleep, but
Yeah.
that would translate into how you perform at work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
With something, yeah.
And as a fitness trainer, you do want to be sharp in the
Okay.
morning.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So next question, how can beginners break into fitness? I think we kind of touched on this, but maybe just give us like your top 2 exercises for beginners.
Top 2. I think, then again, pointing out a particular exercise will be...
Say just for like general strength, just for someone to like exercises. So like squats, lunges, pull-ups, push-ups, anything that like you feel that is like good for the body.
I think a split squat and walking lunges. I mean, any form of squat is actually quite beneficial, right? Because people, if we look at a particular demographic, like office workers, they tend to sit quite a lot on their seat without moving. That could cause a lot of back pains and stiff issues and stuff. So something like a split squat, like there's different levels to it, but like a split squat, or even like a walking lunges, generic practice like that could benefit a lot.
Awesome. Okay. The next question is, what do you do for injury prevention? I know there's like so many parts of the body here, so let's maybe go with knee, as that it's probably a common area for many.
Yeah, I think I would cover that in general as well, right? Like you said, it's quite a lot of pinpointing there. I think general way of like preventing injuries is more like strength training.
Okay.
Because if you look at any sort of joints, that's pretty much covered by the muscles and fascia tissues to hold that joint in place.
Right.
So once those muscles are strong enough to hold it in place, then the chance of you risking yourself an injury is fairly low.
Yeah. So, strength training means, does it have to be weighted, or are you also do you also support like calisthenics? Like, what's your take?
It could be anything, man. I mean, it could be both, to be fair.
Okay.
Weight training, calisthenics,
Right.
anything that's done in a safe spectrum, you definitely get benefit. I mean, even like you said, how can beginners start, right? If they want to add a variety of stuff, even like play football, you know, stay active in a particular sport, and then take their time to explore things like even yoga, like weight training, stuff like that.
Right.
So if you want to look at it in that, it's like a holistic approach of how to start your interest in fitness.
And what about for you? Are there any things in particular you do for injury prevention?
I used to have terrible knees growing up because I did a lot of track. So basically, I'm pretty sure I still have tendonitis in the both of them. But when I started yoga in 2020, it's gone a lot better. The clicking has lessened by a lot. That's pretty much it for me. I just do a lot of yoga in the morning whenever I can. And wherever it feels tight, I'll just take extra time during the night to roll it out, use a massage gun.
Yeah.
And I haven't been injured in a while, so that's...
How often, like, how many times per week do you manage to, like, get yoga in now, approximately?
Approximately three to four times a week.
That's really good.
I really want to get into it every day.
Right.
But, just sometimes, with my workload, I want to get a good 30 to an hour session. I have to compromise with gym or football.
Right.
So, eventually want to get into 6 to 7 days a week.
How do you balance, this is, like, I guess the big question. How do you balance all three, right? How do you balance, like, between football, gym, and yoga to make sure that you're not getting too tight, that you're not doing too much yoga and not enough strength training?
So I prefer to have the gym session first and then yoga because at least after the gym session I know kind of how my body's feeling, so I can tailor what I'm going to do in my yoga session towards that. Football is just like I need that. I mean, it's compulsory for me to do that day. That's just how I just need to get it done, no matter how long it takes. Like it'd be a 10-minute to an hour session. I still have to get it done. Right. So it's just make sure I do that. That's the priority. I can skip everything else, but I gotta have the football session. And I gotta. I feel that. The mental's out the window. I'm done. I'm done. I'm useless. All my self-worth's done.
What about yourself? I mean, how do you balance, I guess, strength training with? Is there anything you do on the other side to maybe? I don't want to say take care of the body, because strength training is also taking care of the body, but to relax the body.
Man, that's a really good question. I mean, I used to play basketball quite a lot before, right? Then again, because of injuries and stuff, so I shifted my focus more into strength training. Yeah. So I think right now, if you put like let's say a weight session, take my time to do some stretching and then stress release, foam rolling and stuff. Right. I think scheduling wise, usually then again, every day's tailored. Right. So mostly it could be either after the sessions or even before the session, like if I have 10-20 minutes in. So yeah, it's a little I wouldn't say inconsistent, but then my job is to make sure it's all getting done. Right. Because I try to train at least every 2 days consecutively, and then once afterwards take one rest day and then go at it again. So rest is mostly either cardio or actually it's off season right now, so I don't much do cardio. Okay. But mostly foam rolling.
It's off season, so you what?
Pardon?
It's off season, so you what?
She doesn't do more cardio.
So you do more cardio?
No. Off season.
So you do
personally less cardio.
Less cardio. Okay.
I should be doing, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I guess that also covers how do you keep your body healthy, which is the next question. The following question is mainly directed for you because it's about competing. And it's how did competing impact your body and your mind?
Man, I think body-wise, before having that thought in my head, right, physically I started noticing that I had a lot of, I was, first time I was around 78, 79 kilos. And to give a perspective that when I stepped on stage, I was 64.
Whoa.
Yeah, so when I was at that point, when I was heaviest, I could barely walk around without, having, the pain, knee pain. I've been moving around very slow. Athletic performance started being affected by it, and then once I started seeing progress in my own training and program, okay, you know what, I'm waking up with more energy, I'm actually sleeping pretty well, my knee pain, joint pain, back pain is all gone, so it's a lot moving a lot more fluidly, right? So those were the impacts. I think mentally it's a lot, then again everything comes with a mental challenge, even for being more consistent in football, any other
anything. Yeah,
that's it.
Sports, in general.
Yeah, the biggest challenge this one mentally was the food. Okay. Right. Anyone? Yeah. For everybody knows, food is one of the go-to thing when it comes to could be anything. If you're happy, you're gonna go eat some food, right? Friends, if you're sad or going through some tough times, food is some sort of resort for people. Yeah, I think controlling that, being consistent at eating the same food over and over again, I think that was definitely a challenge. But setting that mindset to that goal definitely helped me quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that started showing up internally as well. Like my resting heart rate started dropping. My BP was then again, same thing. It was like resting heart rate, so it kind of dropped into more of a healthier range. I'm not gassing out faster.
Right.
If I go for a run or like even walking up the stairs.
Right.
Yeah, I think mentally it pretty much showed what you can do if you set your eyes onto something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for someone that's like maybe like not going as extreme and maybe just looking for weight loss, what can like a lot of the times they feel like, oh, okay, like I don't want to just eat the same thing every day, or just like the fixed thing, like they want something a bit more like spontaneous. How can they like maybe adjust, and like do you highly recommend that they have a goal weight in mind? Is that beneficial, or is it detrimental toward them being too like obsessive over a certain number? What's your opinion on that?
No, I think setting a goal is very important, man. I think having either a goal weight or a timeline. You know, let's say someone wants to lose a bit of weight for their wedding, a photo shoot, like a holiday, right? So either like you set a weight goal and then you set a timeline. Having that is very important. Next one is just like any other coach would tell you, track your calories. Right, no matter what you eat, if you don't track
like using like MyFitnessPal.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. That's a very good tool that you can use to track what you eat.
But like for some people, they're not like, if someone's going out a lot, then how do they track that?
I think, like I said, a general rule of thumb is go for your protein sources first. It could be chicken, fish, or like even eggs, or like for vegetarians, I mean, there are plenty of options. Go for your greens, your salad, like any vegetable, fruits and stuff. If it's a weekend, especially in Hong Kong, like I mean, a lot of drinking happen, right?
Yeah.
So try to, I think, set your mind to limit yourself for like 2 to 3 drinks max.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's never. I know that's never the case, man. That's never the case.
Ooh, optimistic with the 2 to 3 drinks there, sir. Sorry.
But in all honesty, at that point, right, if you're having stress about, I mean, if you're having conflicts about that, you should ask yourself how bad you want it.
Yeah.
Right.
Then that translates into your mentality. Do you want to, like, let's say you've done a great job over like from Monday to Friday, and you want your weekends to tarnish that? You want that to like demolish what you've like achieved over the weekend?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thinking so hard, guys. It's a public holiday tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going out in a bit, so I'm gonna be thinking about that.
I mean, I have this conversation almost every other day, so it's pretty robotic.
Oh, I wanted to ask. To both of you, how many meals per day do you eat? What's your eating schedule look like?
2 big meals and then kind of snacks in between.
What time?
Lunch is 11 to 1, depending on what I have in the morning, and then dinner is 7 to 8:30, depending on when. And then maybe 2 snacks in between.
So breakfast is like optional?
Breakfast has always been optional for me. I was never a breakfast person growing up.
If you do eat breakfast, what is it?
I love me some bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
Don't really.
Easy.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Yeah.
I do like breakfast mostly for weekends.
Right.
I don't really have them on weekdays. I just go straight into it. Or have a protein shake, I guess.
Fair.
Yeah.
Nice. What about yourself?
Oh man, I try to get at least 4 to 5 meals a day.
That's really good.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's become a habit right now, right? So when it comes to that time, I'm like, okay, it's time for food.
What are the times that you have your meals?
Usually breakfast happens. If I have like an early morning session, I try to have it afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like before training, I'll try to get a meal in. After training, another meal.
So your first training session's fasted.
If it's super early, then yeah, I'll have a coffee to begin the day with, and then go with like what's afterwards.
Eat right after that, and then work out again.
Yeah, I mean, definitely gonna give a couple of hours of break in between, right? So, so one before the workout, and then I have one like a post-workout meal with a shake and some, like, I mean, depends on what stage of, if I'm prepping for something or not. And then try to get dinner before 5 to 6.
Wow.
But
super healthy. Oh yeah, you
there should
sleep
be
at
one
9.
more afterwards. So last meal's around like 10 or 11.
But you sleep at 9.
Will you sleep at night?
But this was the time that
Okay.
because I don't have any early morning sessions right now.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's happening, then of course it's gonna push earlier, right? It's gonna push up.
So
a
when
little
you don't have any early morning sessions,
Mm.
then what time do you wake up? Like 8?
Still 7, dude.
Oh, still
6,
7.
Yeah,
Walk dog.
walk the dog.
Do you not find it hard to sleep after you're eating so late, like 10? I really can't. Sleep.
Man, I mean, I think over time my body adjusted quite a
You just
lot.
adjusted to it.
Yeah.
What is the last meal? Or what are all your meals?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna bore you guys with this.
No, it's like good.
No.
It's good information.
Yeah,
you know?
I
Like,
mean,
it's, like what do you usually like eat? You know, breakfast. What's usually breakfast? I guess lunch and dinner are interchangeable, but what do you usually eat for breakfast?
so breakfast is always eggs. So right now I try to go for 4 to 5 eggs with a cup of blueberries or strawberries,
Oh, nice.
a couple of toast, and then a coffee. Pre-workouts usually like a cup of rice or some chicken or fish, depends on what's available at that time. Post-workout, currently I'm trying to put some size on for a show that I'm planning to do next year.
Oh, nice. Do you want to tell them the time and day?
I mean, haven't decided what show it's going to be. It could
Okay,
be
okay.
somewhere between August or December,
Okay.
or even mid-June or July.
Yeah.
Definitely like from the mid-year to the
Right.
latter, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so currently post-workout is a shake with some sort of cereal, some quick absorbing carbs. Afterwards, probably some chicken and rice. Last one's always a steak.
Always.
Just steak.
Steak or potatoes, steak or rice. Yeah.
Steak. You mean steak with potatoes or rice?
Alright.
Yeah, or rice, yeah.
But not steak alone.
No, not steak alone.
And never steak with veggies either.
I mean, it can be, man. It's a personal preference, right? Like,
At night, whatever. If you're like really hungry, you'll have potatoes. If not, you'll just have veggies.
yeah. I mean, to a certain degree, hunger plays a secondary priority for me, right?
Oh, you're more about just like getting it.
Yeah, getting it in for the whole day. Yeah,
It's like a whole different mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's I would tell you, man.
Crazy.
I think once you experience competing,
Yeah.
I think things will shift into more like
Structured.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think that's the right word.
Yeah.
It becomes more of a structure for you.
Yeah, systematic lifestyle.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next question. You briefly already answered actually, but where did you learn to play football?
Where I learned to play football? Well, my dad brought me to Happy Valley almost every Saturday when I was a kid just to kick the ball around. But where I really learned to play football was at school, Brazilian soccer schools, I guess.
Oh, nice. I went to BSS.
Yeah, I went to BSS, right? Yeah, so they came over every Tuesday. It was the best day of the week.
Yeah.
Everything else at school didn't matter.
Yeah.
I was really pissed off when it rained because they wouldn't allow us to play football in the
Yeah.
rain. And then just went around some clubs here and there and
Yeah.
playing at KCC now. So
Nice. What
That-
about yourself? Where'd you, I guess, learn to lift? Was there someone that? Sorry, I fully cut you off. Do you want to say more?
no, I'm good. I'm okay. You go ahead.
No,
go
man, feel free to take more. It's to say more.
Yeah.
Where did I learn? Okay, YouTube, I guess. YouTube actually played a big part.
Really?
I watched so
Oh,
much
nice.
YouTube growing up.
Nice.
And then,
Oh yeah, me too.
right?
Yeah,
Like, that's
a
where
lot of
I
YouTube.
kind of visualize I can do this to other kids right now. I am going to rainbow flick this child tomorrow. and that's, and then,
You gotta see it to believe it.
you gotta see it to
Yeah.
believe it. This dude can do it. He looks, I can do the same thing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, it's just YouTube's proof that other humans can do the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So why not? Right?
Why not?
And then, so a lot of it was honestly self-taught.
Yeah, it's kind of like exploring with the ball.
Exploring with the ball, yeah.
Right?
Actually, I want to ask, what position do you play, man? Are you like a midfield, striker,
I
defender?
play either wing or
Okay.
up top.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
just forward in general.
Got it. Because, I mean, I don't have much knowledge about football, but I think, everyone's technique and their skill set depends on, what position they play, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like when you said, you taught yourself how to do it, did it, taper towards a particular position, or just your favorite playing style?
I just love dribbling. I just
Oh, okay.
loved hogging the ball growing up. It's just something. Yeah, Krishna, we were talking about this last week.
Yeah.
It's just the game isn't fun without the ball at my feet. And I just love taking players on.
100%, man. You don't want to be waiting for the whole time, right?
No. I don't get goalkeepers. I really don't. There's something wrong with y'all. 100%. Like, I need the ball to feet right now, please. Like,
Jokes.
like the average player touches the ball how many minutes a game? Like total 4 or 5, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we get 10.
Yeah.
Probably the most on the
Yeah.
wing compared to other players because we're the creative outlet. You know, you want us to
You're
make
allowed to dribble. Kind of, you have the license.
Part of you, I mean, to a certain degree, you have to dribble.
Yeah, definitely. That's what's expected of us. You make something happen out of nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, cut you off. What were
No,
you
it's
gonna
all
say?
good, man.
No, yeah.
Okay.
So then the question was to you for, was there someone that taught you when you made that jump between weightlifting kind of more recreationally to professionally?
I mean, even when I lifted recreational, like, I mean, when I trained in the commercial gyms out in Hong Kong, you know, you make a few friends who've had lifting experience before. So you train with them. You'll be like, hey man, I'll see you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll be like, hey, can I train with you? Or like you'll be like, yo, I'll come here every like evening 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Just join me.
Right.
So I've had a couple of guys who like walk me through in that.
Yeah.
And then, like you guys said, YouTube, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain degree, YouTube enhances the platform for like fitness for even the people who are like, oh, I want to look something in fitness, right?
Right.
Just making it super accessible.
That's
for
it,
everyone.
man. Yeah, 100%. So a lot of influencers came by, a lot of tutorial videos was out. So that played a good part in it. And after I had a coach, my boss is actually one of my my coach as well.
Nice.
So after training with him, you just open up a spectrum of things like, wow, you know, sometimes it make you even feel like, oh damn, I've been doing it the wrong way the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, I think every day is learning, man. So
That's awesome. So, I actually had a follow-up question. So, what strength exercises would you recommend for footballers like Joe?
Oh, yeah.
definitely need like your lower body strength and your core strength has to be like up top there.
Mm-hmm.
What can you do specifically for like explosiveness over like first 5 yards?
Weightlifting wise, I think investing time in a trap bar deadlift or something more like glute focus, hamstring, quad focus will definitely benefit because you know it's still a part of your core. You know, people when they think about what's core, oh, it's just the abs.
Right.
Not necessarily. Core is what keeps your like stabilizes your hip and like, you know, connecting skeletal system in place. So I think a lot of athletes benefit a lot from training pretty much overall body, but put more focus on, you know, like lower body. I mean, even sprinters, right? They don't just train their legs. They also train their arms. Because when you want that, that's it. Yeah, you want to shift up that momentum. Just helps you to take the weight off on the floor.
Right.
Because you're just, you know, like you pump it like you said. Yeah. So yeah, it's really catered to like any sport that you do.
Nice. Okay. What do you love most about football?
I think I kind of touched on that, but what I love most about it is this, like, you can do a lot. I mean, it's a very unnatural thing to do. Like, not everyone can dribble a ball like efficiently through such a short space. It's just being able to maneuver around people with the ball and just really dribbling.
Using your feet.
Using your feet. Yeah, scoring feels pretty fun too, but I haven't done that enough this year. Actually, I haven't done it yet this year, but...
You're killing yourself, man.
I know.
Yeah, well, you gotta do yourself.
I know. Just give me a year, okay?
I'll cut that.
Cut that out. Yeah, I just scoring and dribbling. Honestly,
Nice.
that's my favorite two things.
Yeah, they do help the confidence.
They do.
I think being a football player, like for you, I think footwork is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I think footwork is one of the things that's underrated in any sport.
Yeah.
Even in basketball, very important.
Yeah.
Like football. Yeah, everybody thinks, oh yeah, you can just run fast and stuff. Like, I mean, especially, I try to play football like for fun, right?
Yeah.
My favorite position is defender.
Just kick people.
That's
Yeah,
it.
lock it up.
Just run towards them. You don't have to worry about so much like dribbling responsibilities. Once the ball's, you just kick it to the other side, and that's it.
You're done.
Job done.
That's it. Yeah. Even doing that, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm panicking right now. The ball is not staying in my foot. How do I? That transition between stopping the ball, having a soft control, making sure you don't kick too hard, you don't kick too soft, and you don't mess it up.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I mean,
for
just
sure.
weight of everything, weight of touch. It's just like football intelligence is super unnatural to everyone.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like,
Yeah.
the humans were not supposed to have a ball on our feet and be able to dribble, jump, and it's a fun sport.
What do you love most about lifting?
Oh man, I think definitely looking jacked is not gonna hurt you anywhere, right? Not that I'm very jacked. I mean,
That shirt's pretty tight, sir.
yeah, it's just my small, bro. No, I think apart from aesthetically, looking good, I think it helps you create a structure for you. It. Yeah. Then again, I don't want to go down spiral, but
Yeah.
quite a lot of factors play into it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things that you mentioned previously as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
What's your favorite team?
Arsenal, unfortunately. We're gonna have to watch Europa League another season.
Yeah.
Like, it just hurts. It's so bad for my mental health. This club is so garbage. I hate it. I mean, I miss you, Arsenal, so much. Please come back. I mean, honestly, I believe in Arteta. We have a very young team. We've done a great job with one of the youngest teams we've ever had.
Yeah, for sure.
We just didn't have the mental capability or experience to see it all the way.
Yeah, carry it through.
Yeah, carry it through.
Did put quite well though in between as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, given what it's been for the last couple of years, it's probably some of the best football we've played in a while.
Yeah.
Who do you support again?
Liverpool.
Oh, okay. They had
I mean,
who do you support?
Dude, to be fair, I have no support. I mean, the only thing that I can relate to Liverpool is that, like, LeBron James actually part shareholder.
He is, right?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, which basketball team do you support?
Oh, Miami Heat, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boys just got.
Don't get me wrong. Is Jimmy Butler there?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Got it
still,
right.
that's how I remember.
I was like, I like him. I think I've been seeing him in the press.
Okay, good. Thank you.
No,
I'm
he's
How
not-
did they
nice.
do this
He's
year?
nice.
Man, I mean, they
He
were
supposedly turned up in the playoffs, right?
Oh,
dude. They were in the playoffs finals playing against LeBron in 2020.
I mean, just now.
Yeah,
where did they
if-
make it this year?
They just got out of the conference finals, man. Boston Celtics took them out in Game 7.
Okay.
It was a good series, but I think that kind of shows what was missing in that team. Jimmy could definitely use some more support in terms of star power. The Boston Celtics, I think they've had a young, talented core. So
Jason Tatum's good.
yeah, Tatum, bro. Tatum, Jaylen Brown,
Yeah.
Marcus Smart. Yeah, I mean, apart from bodybuilding or fitness and stuff, I'm a very big basketball fan. So
Also, nice. It's good to have, few. I feel like once you enter, the realm of sports, you
Yeah.
kind of start branching out. I've even started, watching more F1.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh man, F1.
He's like, don't even get me
yeah.
started.
Oh, no.
Have the floor. Go on.
Oh no, I'm not much of an expert. The only
Yeah.
reason why I started watching because of Netflix series, right?
Yeah,
Jump on the bandwagon,
Same.
bro.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, at first, not knowing how the politics and stuff works behind it, I had no idea how it worked, right? How you get to the pole position, what do you have to do to get there, and stuff like that. When I first saw, I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of car racing stuff going on. Yeah, it's like the Zoom subtitles going on. Yeah, but then
Nice.
after watching it, you're like, okay, there's more to what meets the eye, right?
Yeah.
Not much going on in there.
Okay, let's continue down. What position do you play? I think you covered winger, striker.
Mm-hmm.
For you, is there how did they categorize lifters? I don't even
Oh, yeah,
know.
what
Oh, that's an interesting question.
weight class?
In terms of competing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there's different competition categories. So the one that I'm competing currently or have competed before was in a men's physique, right? So it's usually the guys wearing the board shorts, jumping on stage,
Sure.
hitting minimal poses,
Okay.
pretty much like a beach body type stuff.
Right.
Right.
Baby
And-
oil too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
baby oil, tanning oil.
Tan oil.
Yeah. So there's different classes like men's physique, classic physique, which is a new one. So that represent a lot more the old golden era bodybuilding stuff, right? The guys with like tiny waists, big shoulders, X Factor proportions and stuff. And then there's
Is that healthy?
I mean, bodybuilding, not gonna lie, it can get unhealthy, especially towards this time when you're about to step on stage.
Right.
Because
that week.
Yeah, the peak week can be a little unhealthy because you're pretty much dehydrating. You're trying to, like, make your skin as close to the muscle. So the definition is on point, right? So that means you might have to cut the water after a certain time. You have to actually, water load and stuff. You're manipulating the body in that sense.
What does that feel like in that last week?
Man.
Because I saw one of your videos where it was just like super shredded.
Yeah, I could literally peel off my skin from my body.
Oh, wow.
Check his Instagram. Like, there's one video where it's like insane. I was like, what the
fuck? My peak week started, let's say the show was on like pretty much 67 days before. So I start off water loading. Day 1, go for like 4 liters. Day 2, 6. Day 3 and 4, 6 to 7 to 8. So that goes like that. And then you go down from 8 to 4 to 2. And then...
Wait, what day did the first one start?
Like 6 to like a week, give or take a day or two from a week.
From a week you go up and down?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, so and then 2 days before you cut it down like 4 liters, 2. And then I would say if my stage time was around the afternoon on a Saturday or like in the morning, I would stop drinking water, I think early Friday evening. From there you just start adding carbs, so you want to fill up the muscle. So it's a lot of mix and match.
Carbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of mix and match. Trust me. There's a lot of science behind it because I don't want to say something here
that's not scientifically correct.
Yeah, exactly right. If I just say
it's a lot of details.
It's a lot of details, I would say.
Yeah.
Because if I say some bits and pieces of things, they'd be like, "Oh, wait, that's not how it works."
Right.
Can't really skim over this topic.
That's it, man. Yeah, you really have to sit down. That's why having a coach, if you're especially competing, is very important. If it's your first show, absolutely do it.
For sure. Favorite football drill, we covered it. Favorite fitness exercise, we covered it for beginners. What about for like more advanced lifters?
I mean, definitely can go for whole body training. You know, there's different way of doing it. There's GBC, like German body composition style training.
Cool.
There's a push-pull leg split.
Yeah, what do you do?
I do push-pull leg split.
Okay, so do you have like a push-pull legs AB also? So it's like different?
Yeah. So I have a... Oh, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a 6 days of program set out for me. So Monday it could be like a push day. The day afterwards will be legs, and then it will be pull.
Wait.
So same
right, okay.
pattern, but then different exercise on the same premise. Yeah.
Okay. And after how long do you change the exercises within that 6 day?
You mean no? That sometimes you don't need to change the exercise itself. I think your focus is on gaining strength. That will reflect on the numbers that you press.
Yeah.
Let's say if you go for example, if you do a shoulder press for 20 kilos, you're aiming to hit at least more reps or heavier weight the next time.
Okay.
So you want to progressively get there.
But if like you keep if you keep progressing, then like if you don't have like a goal, then it's tough to kind of from like if you just keep progressing, then it's hard to pivot. Like where do you pivot to from there? Do you just look to maintain at that point once you've reached that goal, or like what do you do mentally in that situation?
Excuse me. I think there are different phases to it, right? So my plan is to take some time off. Take some time to invest in this program, so like a whole year. So there's a phase that I'm bulking, pretty much, having more calories.
That's right now.
Correct. Okay. And then, so just to squeeze out some extra fat, just to make sure your conditioning and everything's on point, you do a little cut, and then you go back up again. So the goal is to put on muscle naturally without getting too much fat. So without at least not looking to...
Put on muscle naturally without getting too much fat, okay.
Yeah.
So like just like incremental gains that are
pretty much
like in weight and muscle.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you split the time that you lift from like the time that you're coaching clients? Like what time do you have a fixed time that you train?
I try to prioritize my lifting time after my clients
Okay.
because I do want to make sure I give my full energy to the clients first.
Oh, nice.
Because, you know, sometimes, let's say a leg day can wreck you,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Your CNS is fried and you can't even think or speak or focus properly, right? It's not really fair to the clients because especially when they're paying a lot of money,
Right.
they expect a full proper service, right?
Mhm.
I mean, my training can be done. My goal is just to get it done before the day, I said. So it can be pushed back a little.
What do you love most about coaching? I haven't asked that yet.
I love the slow progression where they just watching them actually just grow as people.
Right.
Grow. Yeah, just making the small progress every week and watching them get bits and pieces. You know, even it takes them a long time just seeing the little bit of progress they are. Even as people, I mean, these kids nowadays have so much faster and quicker because they have access to the internet. But just seeing the best parts of me showing them, that's pretty great. Like, I just wish that, you know, like, I mean, I just hope that most of the kids carry on what I've told them for the rest of their lives because, you know, sometimes you only have kids for a bit of time, and then I do wonder what they're up to from time.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there like what's the lifeline of them like staying with you usually?
So I had a couple of kids for the summer last year, and they were only here for 2 months. But I think with around 8 of my kids, I've had them for almost 2 years now.
Right. Oh,
So
wow,
I'm
that's
essentially
good.
like an older brother to all of them. Like
Right.
I've watched them grow, and like, so 1 or 2 are hitting puberty now. It's kind of disgusting. Like
Yeah.
stop.
Do you have the chat, the bro chat?
Yeah, just getting into sex ed at school, and like my 10-year-old's like, dude, mom and dad made me like that. Why? And I say, well, you know, that's just why I didn't want to tell you. To find out at school. So yeah, I mean, it's great. It's scary because they have access to all this information so quick. But it was
right.
much better than having to find out for yourself. Like I guess I did growing up. Our sex
Right.
education at school was terrible. They gave you the banana and the condom. That's fucking pretty much it.
Well, you had those?
Yeah, you did have that?
We got that as well. We got
Yeah,
that as
yeah,
well.
man. And then like they wouldn't answer any question about foreplay. Like they didn't answer anything. Like I was just sitting there saying, "So it's porn, right?" Right. So now you know they've been taught. I think there's a really thorough. I think a lot of international schools have thorough education course. Wait, how did I get here? How did I get here?
We went from having.
Sorry.
What do you love most about coaching?
Man, that took a turn.
Yeah, I love watching my kids grow as humans and them actually enjoying what I'm teaching and applying it. That's what I love. Okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you don't cut that. Yeah, I actually, because I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
Right. I actually share with a couple of my friends that, like why I love coaching.
Right.
Because it kind of relate to me as well. Like when I've gone through that process myself, when I've changed from here to here, like A to B, I've gained like first of all so much confidence. Right. Then I've realized what you can do. Like it I feel like it made me a better person mentally, physically, like even emotionally. Right. So that growth that I saw in myself, if I can help my clients, depends on whatever or no matter what their physical or like their fitness goals are.
Right.
And if I can make someone else make them feel the same,
Right.
I think that's a win for me.
Right.
And if you look at a whole community that kind of leveled up from here to here,
Yeah,
think
like-
about the impact that we can have.
Right. Right.
So, yeah, man.
That's amazing.
Just wanna get
how
there.
have you grown as a coach to both of you?
Okay, so I guess when I first started, it was more like
How many years have you been coaching?
2 years now. Around 2 years. It started at the beginning in 2020. So I feel like I've been more systematic with the way I carry out my lessons.
Sure.
And I feel like I think when I first started, it was more to pay the bills, and then as I really got into it, I realized how much of an impact I have to these kids, and how much they really value these sessions. So I don't care how tired I am, as long as this hour or an hour and a half is done right, then I'm okay with my day. And also, yeah, like you said, it's actually made me a better person.
Right.
Like I've learned to, really, appreciate, the opportunity to get to actually influence these kids directly every day.
Right.
But yeah, I think there's room for growth. I still have a lot to learn, but I think I'm pretty happy with the place I am right now.
Nice.
My kids enjoy my sessions, so
Yeah.
it's
That's
a
good.
good time.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
How like,
How much have you grown as a coach?
man, I think
How have you grown as a coach?
that's a really good question. I think
How
learning.
long have you been? Well, the prereq questions. How long have you been coaching?
I've been actually like been a PT for like just almost a year now,
Okay.
right? So I think over time, like every day is a learning day, right?
Mm.
So like how you said, like how you increase your values in that sense, you learn more about not just client or people, like their body, like how their mind works, like how to understand people more.
Right.
Even like just learn how to like listen to people is a big impact, right?
Right.
So all these things, when you have takeaways from all this stuff, you'll be like, okay, these are the things, like, these are the A's and B's, right? So yeah, it's just a lot of learnings, man, almost every single day. Yeah.
With your clients, like how like kind of nitty gritty do you get to kind of like measuring their progress? Like what are those key measurements that inform you that they're progressing?
I think most of the clients are looking for body recomposition, right? So that means,
Improvement.
yeah, pretty much like lose some fat, build some muscle. So the best way to track is usually the body weight,
Right.
right? So I know it's a touchy subject these days, right? People be like, oh, yeah, I don't want to speak about the body weight. I mean, I understand a lot of this can be tied up to like mental health and stuff like that. But if you put like just black and white, it's just body weight. We take like bi-weekly photos and do measurements and stuff. So kind of have something to keep us accountable, both as myself and the clients.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, then again, like, we keep in touch every single day. So my job is mostly outside of the gym, like make sure the clients are like staying on top of their food, their activity level, even if they make sure they get a good sleep, all this kind of stuff.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, I would say.
How long do you usually have like one? What's the like lifetime of client?
I mean, for us, we usually go by packages, so the clients can renew the packages as much as they want.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. What excites you about life?
Beating your ass on Sunday.
What about yourself?
So there, you seem like you're waiting for that.
You like saw it already. Had the answer prepared. It's like I don't want to get into anything deep. I'm keeping it simple with it.
Things that excited me. I just want to get much better as a football player. I feel like I've slacked on my career for a long time. There was a period of time after high school I lost focus on a lot of things, and things were important.
Yeah.
And when football came back to me in 2020, I saw the difference between the person I was before and after.
Yeah.
It makes me much happier, and I do
for
want to
sure.
get a lot better and make up for lost time.
Yeah.
See where we go.
Nice. What about yourself?
What excites me in life? I want to grow young, bro.
Yeah.
Like now that you know how you have the tools to you have tools and the knowledge to how to get there.
Right.
I'm just looking forward to how to grow older while you looking young. Prevent
What are the main tips behind that?
start keeping a note on your health, people. I tell you,
What are the key factors to watch out for?
I mean,
Weight is one, yeah.
weight is one.
Is BMI a good measure for people?
It's
Usually
relative,
falls
to be
on
fair.
BMI.
I think it's a tough one, to be fair.
Hmm.
BMI can.
Or what are the key metrics you look at yourself to show that I'm growing younger?
To be fair, it's everyone can actually take note of this, right? You don't have to go very scientific about the BMI, the numbers. Just think about how are you sleeping? How are you moving around?
Right.
How are you facing any sort of discomfort right now, like body pain, knee pain?
Right.
Do you feel like you're moving slower than before?
Right.
Is your sleep affected? Is your stresses going off the roof?
Okay.
All these stuff, just daily things that you go on a daily basis, right? Has it been looking worse than the last year, or is it getting better as you go?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot to take. Last question.
I want to cut that bit.
No, because I was like having more and more thoughts. I was like, okay, last question. Just like
He went on spiral.
Coming back to the podcast. What is your night routine? I know we touched on it a bit.
Yeah.
Like,
my routine.
if any,
how much
if
can
any.
I say here?
Don't you have a night routine for moisturizer, facial shit? I mean,
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, take care of my skin. It's very important.
Oh, you do that?
I actually do.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
okay, good man, good on you.
Like put toner and then just put a layer. Just wash my
Wait,
face.
hold up. Can you go into more detail? I'm like so lost right now.
So the skincare routine is basically there's some ways to wash my face.
Okay.
And then put toner on.
Toner.
And then another layer of
What
cream.
brand of toner do you use?
Kiehl's is
More
pretty good.
Pacific. It's like
you
a
use
Korean
toner
brand.
too?
Yeah.
No,
Am I supposed to
I
be
mean-
using
Probably. That's what this shit is popping. Look at that.
Okay, toner. Sorry, and then continue.
Toner and then just any face cream is fine. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
And then
nice.
usually roll, stretch,
Nice.
and then just wind down, watch TV for a bit, sleep. Probably occasionally read a book. I would.
Do you ever take your phone into bed?
It's such a bad habit, but yeah, I do.
I'm guilty of that
I'm so
too.
guilty.
Same.
I need to stop.
I mean, that's a generic issue, right?
What's your?
Oh, bro,
kind of
mine
night
is simple. I
routine?
just want to make sure I take a good shower before bed,
Yeah.
and had all my meals and stuff. Make sure I try to take at least an hour and a half after I eat. Then I try to go to sleep. Then, yeah, pretty simple. Nothing.
So you eat after you shower?
What?
Did you say you eat after you shower?
No, I shower first and then eat, and I make sure before I
Oh.
sleep I take like an hour and a half, an hour
Okay.
gap in between.
Okay.
Do you use any do you get any meal prep meals or do you cook all?
For now I cook all myself.
Wow, that's impressive.
Man, I think to be fair, one thing that I've enjoyed most and to learn a lot about was cooking.
Yeah.
You know, cooking becomes therapeutic at some point.
Sorry,
Where
how much
does you-
time during your day does it take in your cooking prep?
To wrap it up, yeah, thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys taking out the time to come today. We had a great chat. So
Thanks for having us, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us,
yeah,
man.
for sure. And yeah, tune in for the next podcast.
Yep.
Cheers.
That's what you want to go for.